Hi, boys and girls. Today we are going to draw, we're going to do a project called Frankenstein meets Picasso. And our Frankenstein is basically going to look like this, but we will color him. It's done in Picasso style. Picasso liked to do some irregular, use irregular shapes and things when he did his drawings. So what you're going to need today is a pencil. If you have a black marker, that would be awesome, and crayons or something to color with. We are going to start with Frankenstein's head, and it's going to be pretty big, and it's going to be a rectangle shape. But we want to do it in pencil because we're going to erase the corners and adjust the shape. So what I did, or what I do, is make some dots where I want that rectangle to be. And you want to make sure that you have room for his neck, so I'm not going to come too far down. So I've gone ahead and made those dots. So I'm going to go ahead and connect the lines. His head's going to be pretty big. I'm going to do the top line. And then on the bottom, I'm going to go ahead and do this really light. And then we're going to cut those corners off. So I just want you to take your pencil and make a diagonal line in each corner. And then you can go ahead and erase the corner. So we have the shape for the bottom of his face. So when we're drawing, remember we draw lightly and then we can go over. It's easier to erase a lighter line than a thick bold line. All right, I'm erasing. And just so you can see, I'm going to go over all this with marker. My lines in here. Okay. Got that. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the next. So the next thing you do is just two straight lines down for his neck. All right, now that we have his neck in, we're going to go ahead and work on his hair. And his hair is just a zigzag line going across the paper, across his face. Go down a little bit there. And then we're going to start working on his nose. So we're going to pretend like we have an imaginary line. And if you want to, if this will help, take your pencil and draw a very, very, very light line going all the way down from the middle of his head to the bottom of his neck. Okay, this is the line where we're going to make our nose. So start at the top. We're going to come down a little bit, come out with the nose, and then come back in and stop right there for the moment. Next thing we're going to work on is his mouth, and then we'll continue that line. For his mouth, we're going to make a nice big oval. Okay, now that that's there, we're going to go straight down on that light pencil line you drew, do a little curve for his chin here, and then go straight down his neck. All right. Now that we have this, we're going to go ahead and add some crooked, jagged teeth in his mouth. There we go. You can put them any way you want. We'll do one on the bottom. Okay, so now his mouth is here. We're going to work on his first eye. We're going to do the sideways looking eye, so like the profile. And you're going to start by making a sideways V, or like an arrow. Okay, once you do that, we're going to add, I'm going to make this a little bit longer. I'm going to add an oval in here. And then the eyeball, or the little pupil on the eyeball. Oops. Okay, now that I have this eye done, we're going to go ahead and do an eyebrow. So leave some space here, draw a straight line, and kind of like we did his hair, we're going to come down and do that zigzag all the way to the end. So there's one eye done, and then now we'll move on to the other eye, which is going to be a lot easier. You're just going to line it up with the eye on this side, make a circle, and then make a black dot in the middle, its pupil. And then this side will need an eyebrow too. So just make a line going across and then just do that zigzag again. There we go. Eyes are done. Got his nose, his mouth. Next part would be his ears. And Picasso didn't necessarily line things up, so we're going to kind of put one ear high up here. So we're going to do a half circle and then another half circle around that for one ear. And then we're going to come to the normal spot where an ear would go. You're going to do your small half circle and then your larger half circle for his ear. Okay, once that's done, we're going to move on to the details on his face. So anywhere you want, you can just draw some lines, like stitches, because Frankenstein is man-made, kind of like making tally marks. You can put them anywhere you want, and then the last thing we do before we color is we're going to go ahead and put those bolts in his neck. So to make a bolt, do 2 lines coming out. And then you're going to make a rectangle shape. So I'm going to come out like that, make a line parallel to that, and then connect it. And I'm going to do the exact same thing on this side with my 2 lines coming out. And then bring my lines like that, do my parallel line, and close them up. All right. So now Frankenstein is done and he's ready to color. I hope you enjoyed drawing Frank with me today, Frank Picasso style. I can't wait to see what they look like when they're all colored. Thanks for drawing with me today.